American guy's terrifying. Like the power was different, the style was different. Oh, no. But super technical, man.
I think this fight is done. Oh, it's over. It's over.
The natural born crusher!
Despite looking like a typical anime protagonist from the land of the rising sun, Takeru Segawa can rightfully be called a modern-day samurai. Takeru Segawa is the only fighter in K1 history to have won championship titles in 3 different weight categories. Dubbed the Born Crusher, he remained undefeated for 10 years. Today we'll tell you about the greatest kickboxer of our time, whose legacy will forever be etched in the annals of sports history.
It's a tough dude.
This is Boxing Game. Here we go. Takeru Segawa was born in the summer of 1991 and was a restless troublemaker from childhood. After entering high school, he got expelled in just 3 months. But everything changed when he stumbled into a martial arts gym. Training helped him get back on the right path and fully dedicate his life to martial arts. In September 2011, Takeru made his debut in Crush, a subsidiary organization of K1. In his very first fight against Hirofumi Kamada, Segawa sliced and diced him like a tempura roll. Takeru wasn't afraid to engage in brutal exchanges and had a rare talent for finding the off switch on his opponent's jaws. Segawa's confidence quickly turned into arrogance. He didn't acknowledge his opponents and dove headfirst into rock'em sock'em fights. But in the summer of 2012, in the fight against Yuki Kiyotani, his overconfidence backfired. Takeru allowed himself to get careless, while his more composed opponent methodically hammered lessons of humility into the young Japanese fighter's head. However, Takeru, refusing to taste defeat, charged forward like a kamikaze pilot, only to crash and burn in an instant. Takeru got back on his feet, but under the pressure of his opponent, his nose burst like an overripe tomato, painting his face in crimson shades. The fight was stopped due to a broken nose. After such a devastating loss, Takeru learned his lesson and erased the word defeat from his vocabulary for the next 10 years. After working on his mistakes, Takeru Segawa returned to the ring and began greedily racking up knockdowns. But things didn't always go according to Takeru's script. In his next fight, his opponent decided to rob him of the possibility of future offsprings. However, Segawa recovered and sent Dr. Eggman to another dimension. Riding a series of 13 crushing victories, Takeru Segawa set his sights on a championship title. In April 2015, after debuting in the main K1 organization, he got his chance. He was set to fight Taiga Kawabe, the holder of the Crush Super Bantamweight belt. From the very beginning of the fight, Takeru showcased his superiority and, in his usual style, began dismantling the champion floor in all levels.
のお兄さんの戦いも一つなんですよね。タイガーだからタイガーからしたらいや全然余裕だよっていうのはあるんです。ただこう見てる方
However, his opponent wasn't planning to be a stationary punching bag and fired back with a barrage of strikes.
わざとさ何かタイガーまた膝もいい伸び伸びと空手をベースとしているのがタケルです。右ださらに左はいトリューさん当たったタイガー T ボムタケルの T で T ボムというパンチがあるんですがパンチワンツースリーフォー左右のタイガー
But this only amused Takeru, who decided to showcase his full mastery of taijutsu.
打ち合いに笑ってるじゃないですか。笑ってるお前軽いぞってことなんですよ。倒してみると当たるんだよとタケル倒してやるぞとタケル
Apparently, after chugging some sake during the break, Takeru activated his Bankai mode and severed his opponent's lifeline.
58キロのチャンピオン
Thus, Segawa claimed his first championship belt and earned the nickname Born Crusher. After cannibalizing his way through a solid record against fellow countrymen, Takeru moved up in weight class and set his sights on international opposition.
攻撃的なスタイル神聖のごとく現れた
The Japanese fighter was set to face Russian Alexander Prilip, a man with fists heavier than a Siberian winter. The clash promised to reignite the Russo-Japanese War, this time in a ring. During the fight, Alexander diligently tested the durability of the Asian's skull, trying to turn off Takeru's lights prematurely.
筋量はなるべく保持してるっていう。
But by the end of the round, Takeru seemed to undergo a spiritual rebirth and reminded the Russian who the real champion was. To cap it off, the Japanese fighter decided to take Alexander on a scenic tour of the ring, dismantling his torso atom by atom and claiming another crushing victory.
ちょっと怖いですけどね。だって体の厚みがフリップと全然違いますよね。
Next up for Takeru was French knockout artist Charles Bongiovanni, a man whose fists were as refined as French wine and as brutal as a Parisian taxi driver.
勝ち続けることで掴み取った
Takeru started the fight cockily, taunting the Frenchman and recklessly exchanging blows.
右足前のサウスポーハイキックを放ったボンジョバーニさあまさにリーチ長いんだ左これだ何か起こりそうですよねさあ入ったうわー迎え撃つしかし入れるお互い入れる
But the frog leg enthusiast wasn't one to be underestimated, and Charles was determined to prove it. After the break, Takeru refueled, repaid Charles in kind, and soon the Frenchman surrendered like a true Frenchman. In November 2016, Takeru was served a heaping plate of overconfident Chinese fighter named Yun Chi. When the fight began, Yun Chi stood as impenetrable as the Great Wall.
Definitely throwing some big shots, but
a little bit here. And Chi-Yun not going to make Chi-Yun hesitate with those counter shots.
But Takeru found a way to bomb his opponent level by level.
staying out of harm's way. Ooh, big high kick. This is you know, trading hands with Takeru.
Stiff punches.
What happens? Oh, big right hand.
By the end, after turning Yunqi into General Tso's chicken, Takeru reduced China's population by 1.
Yun's a tough dude. Yeah. Yeah, you don't want to throw trade hands. I think people see like, oh yeah.
Huge win.
Yeah, big win.
With an impressive scalp collection, Takeru was ready to fight for a new title.
Yes, great call by the ref.
In June 2016, Segawa faced Kaido Ozawa for the title in the featherweight championship. Two samurai clashed in the ring, their lethal limbs replacing katanas as they mercilessly sliced through each other's flesh and bone.
左ミドルキックにつなげた効いてないぞとタケル
Takeru, fueled by sheer will and possibly a vendetta against gravity, repeatedly sent Ozawa to wipe the canvas with his backside. Sacrificing his jaw and dignity, Takeru won by unanimous decision, claiming his second belt.
やはりタケルが今回もまっさらな綺麗なベルトをその腰に巻くことになるのか壮絶激烈激闘タケルが
25青タケルジャッジというのが30対25青タケル以上判定
圧巻です
Takeru continued defending his titles against new overseas invaders.
A lot of physicality. You can see in the eyes there, man.
First, he avenged his ancestors' historical defeat by taking down American fighter Victor Saravia.
Tough dude, man. One tough and effort. He was out standing up.
What a high.
Later, he thwarted a Russian fighter's attempt to occupy his championship belts.
Furious.
Oh, there you have it, folks.
And he's outmatching.
Oh, there goes the body shots. Here we go.
Wow.
Riding a 28-fight winning streak, Takeru stepped into the ring for the lightweight title against Kosuke Komiyama, a top 10 global kickboxer.
決勝までやってきましたタケル
For 2 rounds, Takeru beat Komiyama so ruthlessly that the latter likely considered retiring to read manga and binge anime.
タケルコーナー追い詰めたボディ左顔面前蹴りタケルのしのしいきます
Seeing his opponent's desire to flee, Takeru kindly expedited the process and finished the fight.
タケルが新戦系はエース襲名聞いてる候補に名乗りを上げました今大会浦部浩也そして武井良樹もいますでもやっぱりこの男
With this win, Takeru became K1's first and only triple-weight champion, solidifying his status as a martial arts legend.
ワールドグランプリフェザー級そして初代 K1
After conquering K1 for a decade, Takeru cemented his reign as the undisputed king of 3 weight classes, a living embodiment of dominance.
I think this fight is done. Oh, it's over. It's over. It is. Wow. Wow.
But all good things must end. On June 19th, 2022, the match 2022 took place, a battle for the title of Japan's greatest kickboxer, featuring Takeru Segawa versus Tenshin Nasukawa. For Takeru, this was his first true test. His opponent, a modern-day ninja who dismantled foes with techniques so deadly, most had to be scraped off the canvas afterward.
with just
In this clash of kickboxing titans, Nasukawa opened with a masterclass in jabs, flying knees, and floor-cleaning strikes. Takeru, tired of using his face as a blocking strategy, closed the distance, only to immediately eat canvas. Rising, still wobbling like a Tokyo subway rider, Segawa charged forward like always. Tenshin had to slam the emergency brake on the knockout train with a right straight, then resumed the fight as a matador in this brutal corrida. Sticking to this strategy, Nasukawa edged a decisive victory. Losing to this final boss in front of 60,000 fans and 500,000 PPV viewers, Takeru didn't hang up his gloves. Instead, he vowed to fight on. Bigger battles awaited. After a year-long hiatus, Takeru headed to Paris to fight for the vacant ISKA and KGP K1 World Lightweight titles against the Brit, Bailey Sugden. Takeru immediately turned the ring into a four-sided torture chamber for the Brit, crushing all hopes of escape. After toying with Sugden like a cat with a laser pointer, Takeru hurriedly knocked him out, probably to catch the last metro to the Eiffel Tower.
Allez, Takeru!
Just when it seemed the Born Crusher had no worthy foes left, he challenged one championship's reigning nightmare, Superlek Kiatmu, a human typhoon who'd even stopped the unstoppable Rodtang. Their clash in early 2024 started with Superlek declaring a low kick festival in Takeru's honor. The Thai then peppered the Japanese superstar with a never-ending buffet of front kicks, keeping him on a leash shorter than a Parisian poodle's. But Takeru eventually cornered the kick machine and threatened to tarnish his shiny record. Thankfully for Superlek, the Salvation Bell spared him from further vandalism. In the next round, Takeru tried to course correct, but Superlek, armed with ironclad stamina and fists harder than a Brexit negotiation, dragged the fight to the judges. Craving the one championship belt but tasting defeat instead, Takeru left the arena in a wheelchair, his leg resembling overcooked ramen. Fresh off recovery and a lifetime supply of ice packs, Takeru still dreamed of championship glory. In September 2024, he faced Myanmar's Thant Zin, a human tank with the subtlety of a sledgehammer.
Let's have a good, clean fight.
The young challenger marched forward like he owed rent on the ring, eventually dropping Takeru for a surprise meet and greet with the canvas. This strategy soon paid off, and he sent the Japanese to get acquainted with the flooring. Rodtang's wife in the audience couldn't hide her glee, but Rodtang himself sighed. He'd wanted to crush Takeru personally. In the second round, Thant Zin's aggression backfired. Takeru split his opponent's defense into atoms and sent him lip first to the ground. Now, all eyes are on the upcoming clash, Takeru versus Rodtang, a fight that promises to be legendary, or at least extremely loud.
Face me, it's not gonna be this easy! Ladies and gentlemen, that is a...
Takeru Segawa carved his name into K1 history as its greatest warrior, proving the samurai spirit is alive and kicking. Time marches on, new champions rise, but Takeru's legacy remains etched in the golden pages of kickboxing history.
I think this fight is done. Oh, it's over. It's over.
It is. Got to see you running now.
Low kick, low kick, low kick. Chiyun's a tough dude.
Yeah.
This has been Boxing Game. See you soon.